Okay, y'all, so I've been called out to get on this How Was I Raised challenge. Y'all ready for this? My grandma used to say, don't let the street lights catch you. You better be home before the street lights come on. In school, you cut up. You go to the principal office. You get a paddle. I was raised, if I got out of line, Miss Susie next door can beat my behind. And when my grandmama got home, there's another one on top of that. It takes a village to raise a child, right? I was raised on Saturdays. When Soul Train came on, everybody in the house better be up with a mop or a broom in your hand. Chores was done on Saturdays. Saturdays in our house, chores was done. I was raised, whenever I got into something with somebody, we fought it out. You hear me? Always we fought it out, and either we would be friends again the next day or a couple of days later, but we didn't take each other's lives to where parents had to bury their child. I was raised where there was no options on what you wanted to eat. Whatever was cooked is what you was going to eat. If you didn't want it, go to bed. That's what it was. I was raised, after you take a bath, clean out that tub. I was raised, that TV go off at a certain time. At night, there was this man that used to come on the TV at 12 o'clock at night. I think it was 10. I'm not for sure the time. He used to come on, and when he came on, he controlled that. He came on with his red and white and blue on, and that's when the lines went on the TV and wasn't no more TV. Couldn't flip the channels all night. We got some sleep. That's the way I was raised. Not all night being up. We didn't have HBO, BT, and all that stuff. You understand me? We had VCRs. VCR tapes. You hear me? VCR tapes. Where I was raised, we didn't have wigs. It was either my grandma had that hot cone in her hand, getting them naps back there in that kitchen and straightening my hair, or I got a perm. Where I was raised, we didn't have dishwashers. We didn't have microwaves. If you were hungry, you're going to warm that food up in a little skillet or in a little pot. And you had to wash them dishes out by hand. And you better have washed them right, or guess what? Grandma was going to go in there and knock all them dishes back in the sink, and you was going to have to wash them all over again. I was raised, we didn't have a dryer. Clothes went on a clothesline. Do you hear me? After them clothes came out the washing machine, they went on a clothesline with the clothespins. That's how I was raised. How I was raised, when adults were talking, kids get missing. How I was raised, when adults are talking and kids intervene, you get slapped in your mouth, stay in a child's place. How I was raised, we didn't have remote controls. We had pliers to turn the TV when the knob got broke. That's how I was raised. And if the TV was acting up, we had to put the aluminum foil on the wire hanger. How I was raised, we didn't have cell phones. You better had a quarter to go over there and put in that payphone to make that phone call. How I was raised, we didn't have CD players. Okay? We had cassette tapes. And then y'all remember you don't play the cassette tape a little too much to start popping out. Back in the days, we didn't have a playlist. We had mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, we had candy ladies. We went to the candy lady. With a quarter, you could buy a whole lot because everything was 1 cent, 2 cents, or 3 cents. Not now. Back in the days, we had ice cream trucks that came through the neighborhood, and you could buy quarter ice creams. Not now. And candy lady sold frozen cups, 15 cents, 10 cents. Not now. Back in the days, we didn't have electric scooters. We had bicycles. Everybody had a bike. We rode bikes. Okay? And big wheels. Back in the days, we was playing games. Hopscotch, double dutch, Tweety League, dodgeball, kickball. We played those type of games. Now it's a little bit different. How I was raised off the welfare cheese. Y'all remember that big welfare cheese? They made the best grilled cheese, the best macaroni and cheese. It was in a brown big box. Y'all know what I'm talking about. How I was raised, also, if there wasn't no more milk in the house, we use that powder milk. Get it up the pinch. Put that powder, put some little water with that. Put it on them cereals. That's how I was raised. And you know how else I was raised? If there wasn't no more milk at all, you better put some water on them cereal. I'm trying to told you. And how else I was raised? If you had cornflakes, because we didn't have Frosted Flakes, Tiger or Tony was so great when later on in the lifeline when your mama had the money. But you better get them cornflakes and sprinkle a little sugar on there and put some. You better put it together. That's how I was raised. And if you wanted a toast, a cinnamon toast, you better get a little butter, make you some toast, get some butter, and put a little sprinkle a little sugar on it. You had you a nice little cinnamon toast. That's how I was raised.